You have sent a 7th-class land investigator to his death. You have also placed an incompetent watchman in charge of the spirit altar, which resulted in a serious loss of critical intel. Furthermore, you caused the indirect death of another 3 land investigators of higher classes due to such negligence. If you resist arrest, that would be another charge. Need I say more? Sir Ethar smirked. You are spinning lies to suit your selfish agenda. Chief Croxy's eyes turned bloodshot with rage, but he didn't resist the Divine Knight's capture. After all, he couldn't beat them, and dying here would be pointless. He could surrender quietly and wait for rescue from the military. Nevertheless, he couldn't believe how blatantly ridiculous the nobleman was. Yeah, so what? Sir Ethar uttered nonchalantly before saying, your incompetence has caused the death of 4 precious Divine Origin Realm experts and weakened Silver Scale City. The people have also learned about this matter and are very dissatisfied with you. So, whether you are guilty or not, someone has to answer to the angry citizens. What do you think of this, Chief Croxy? Sir Ethar smiled. Is that true? Chief Croxy frowned. Obviously, Sir Ethar confirmed. After a brief moment, Chief Croxy suddenly laughed madly and raucously, so much so that it was grating to everyone's ears. The matter was so ridiculous and infuriating to the point that he no longer cared what would happen to Silver Scale City after the nobleman took over the Spirit Observation Department. Such an ungrateful city and department did not deserve his loyalty. After all, how could the news reach the Silver Scale Lord and Silver Scale City so quickly when even he had barely found out about it? There was obviously a rat or two within his department that decided to go with the Silver Scale Lord's dirty scheme to remove military authority from the city. Maybe even everyone was in on it. As far as Chief Croxy was concerned, everyone could go to hell. Heh. Sir Ethar snickered after seeing Chief Croxy's unconcerned and dispirited look. After the latter was taken away, he immediately focused on the facial expression of the remaining members of the Spirit Observation Department. Give me the latest report. Yes, Sir Ethar. Wrong. It should be Chief Ethar to you now. Yes, sir, I mean, Chief Ethar. After getting reprimanded, the Nautican data analyst quietly fixed his attitude and handed the report over subserviently. Sir Ethar smiled satisfyingly with the respect and fear he received. The noble district had become rather boring after staying there for thousands of years. As such, he needed to flex his power and authority elsewhere to relieve his boredom. Fortunately, he had a good relationship with the Silver Scale Lord. After Sir Ethar finished reading the report, he quickly grasped the situation and began taking charge of the department. Contact the sea patrols and have their men pay a visit to the Black Serpent clan for an inquiry, Sir Ethar instructed the Nautican communicator before mentioning, since the Black Serpent clan's members were also killed, they may have some useful information. I don't believe this Vaan Rafna will ignore the spirit knowledge of Region DSE after coming into contact with it. If we can lure him to us and finish him off here, we might even earn some merit. In Sir Ethar's eyes, a first-stage Divine Knight level threat was trivial to a 5th-stage Divine Star Realm expert such as himself. Since a trifling land dweller challenged the Celestial Kingdom's authority, why couldn't he become everyone's hero in reclaiming the Celestial's honor? Do you have any specifications I should convey to the sea patrols, Chief? Should I ask them to send a Divine Origin Realm expert? The Nautican communicator asked. Nonsense, Sir Ethar immediately denied before saying, just tell them to send some Heaven Ascension Realm experts. Silver Scale City had already lost 4 good Divine Origin Realm experts. If it lost another one due to him, wouldn't the previous faults and the new one all get pinned on him instead? Heaven Ascension Realm experts were incomparable to Divine Origin Realm experts. So, no one would care much if some of them died. Understood, Chief, the Nautican communicator complied. Silver Scale City, Border Garrison. Captain, we got a new request from the Spirit Observation Department. It wants our men to visit the Black Serpent clan for an inquiry, a Nautican soldier informed. Oh, the Nautican captain casually stretched as he asked, did Chief Croxy mention the reason why? It wasn't Chief Croxy's request. The Spirit Observation Department seems to have a new chief. It's Sir Ethar from the Noble District, the Nautican soldier said hesitantly. Bang! The Nautican captain abruptly stomped the ground with outrage. What? I wasn't informed about this. Someone from the Noble District replaced Chief Croxy. That must be a colossal joke. Those clean freaks have no place in the military, they simply have no discipline at all. Something must have happened to Chief Croxy, the Nautican captain frowned. Then, should we refuse the request, Captain? The Nautican soldier asked nervously. What? No. Of course, we have to accept. It's a request from that department, after all, the Nautican stated before adding, however, I have to inform the higher-ups of the situation in this city. I'm afraid the Silver Scale Lord has begun to take action, the Nautican captain sighed. The friction between the noble faction and the military had been an ongoing problem since the earliest stages of the Celestial Kingdom's founding on Pangaea. The implementation of martial law during the Great Immigration deprived the civil government of its authority. The military government had taken over control of all matters to ensure the survival of their civilization. Even though their civilization eventually settled down in Pangaea, central authority was never returned to the civil government. Instead, the birth of the first-generation Ocean Master only facilitated the shift of the Democratic Celestial Federation to the current dictatorial Celestial Kingdom. Although members of the civil government were granted titles to honor their old services, they held no decision-making power over their civilization. To add salt to their wound, they weren't permitted to join the military or raise private forces. Their feudal ranks were just empty titles. Nevertheless, time had allowed the noble faction to grow while the military faction declined. The military simply couldn't maintain its iron grip on the celestial kingdom when they had to tackle worldly problems while guarding against the secret machinations of the noble faction. In the dark. Many Celestials anticipated an age of chaos would eventually descend on their civilization when the noble faction and military faction decided to bond through marriage to maintain peace in their society. The result of that decision back then led them to their current generation Ocean Master, who has blood ties to both the noble faction and the military faction. After leaving the Western Sea, Vaan made a quick stop at the Red Dragon clan to drop off more samples of golden dragon blood. At the same time, he also made arrangements for the UN to strengthen its border defenses, especially the Great Rathalos Empire. Due to its special relationship with the Sea Serpent clan, it did not take him much time and effort to subjugate it. In fact, the Sea Serpent leader took the initiative to swear allegiance upon seeing him. It was as if it had been expecting his visit. Moreover, the Sea Serpent leader's determination was even reinforced after seeing him in person. No doubt, it had sensed his boundless sea and sky aura or conqueror's aura, according to the marine clans. Nevertheless, the Sea Serpent clan was among the weaker marine clans and wasn't even the actual ruler of the whole Eastern Sea. It only occupied the Eastern Sea's westernmost sea region and was a subordinate clan to the Razorfang Serpent clan. However, due to its serpentine relationship with the Razorfang Serpent clan, the Sea Serpent clan enjoyed a better position in the Eastern Sea than most marine clans under its rule. Unfortunately, its knowledge was quite limited to the Eastern Sea. It also rarely contacted the Razorfang Serpent clan. The Razorfang Serpent clan just let it be. As such, Vaan tasked the Sea Serpent clan to initiate contact in his stead to see if it could locate the Razorfang Serpent clan's main den or collect information on the other inner sea regions. In the meantime, Vaan traveled to the southwestern sea to meet the Fighting Dolphin clan. It was a strategic location for gauging and understanding the situation of the southern sea. Vaan wasn't too worried about the Celestial Kingdom launching a sudden attack from the northwestern sea or northern sea. After all, he still had the 3 Dreamcatchers to hold the fort. Furthermore, the northernmost region of the continent was also cut off by the ever-growing dimensional crack. With his spiritual connection to Valefor, it was a simple task to summon the Great Devils or their armies to defend the northern and eastern directions in a short time. Vaan was aware of the concept that the tallest trees that stuck out of the forest would weather the most winds. As such, he didn't quite approve of Valefor becoming the heavenly devil of Gehenna. However, ignoring the risks to his safety, he had to admit that the position also saved him a lot of time and offered many conveniences and benefits. As such, he could afford to prioritize the southwestern sea's trips over the other inner seas. In the southwestern sea, Vaan found the shallow waters to be much clearer and brighter. The sunlight penetrated more deeply into the seawater than the western sea. The quartz sand and crystal corals also illuminated the sea floor with pretty colors. Simple marine life, which was usually at the bottom of the food chain, thrived in incredible numbers. Swarms of shrimp openly cleaned the seafloors while schools of fish swam above freely. They didn't seem to have any natural predators in this local sea region. The danger level of the southwestern sea was surprisingly low. To humans, it was like a fisherman's paradise. Of course, this would be completely true if one were to ignore the existence of the Fighting Dolphin clan. When Vaan spotted his Fighting Dolphin, he was completely dumbfounded by what he saw despite his mental preparation. The Fighting Dolphin was relaxing in a bed of soft coral, enjoying the purifying therapy of several cleaner shrimp. The cleaner shrimp didn't just clean and massage its body, they also fed it with protein-rich seaweed. Nevertheless, it wasn't surprising to see the Fighting Dolphin displaying its intelligence through leisure indulgence. What was truly shocking was its overwhelmingly muscular appearance with several human traits. It was like the product of a fusion between a bottlenose dolphin and a bodybuilding gym freak of a human, a dolphin body with human limbs attached. If someone told him the Fighting Dolphin didn't have any human bloodline, Vaan definitely wouldn't believe it. A desperate person must have fucked a dolphin in history to give birth to the Fighting Dolphin clan's existence. Although Vaan didn't know if the male human's testosterone was so strong that it overcame the barrier of crossbreeding, he certainly knew he wasn't keen on looking deeper into the matter. Nevertheless, it could have even been the other way around. After all, dolphins were also known to be sexual predators of the sea. They had records of displaying sexual violence across species. Ding. The target's information has been collected. Target's information. Name, Andaman White. Race, Fighting Dolphin. Age, 253 Pangean years. Position, senior member in the Fighting Dolphin clan. Existence level, early stage demigod. Abilities, combat expert, water control, fast swimmer, physical enhancement, communication, echolocation, turtle breath, do you even lift? Status, stressed, exhausted, fitness anxiety, protein deficient disorder, sexually frustrated, lonely, heartbroken. After looking at the Fighting Dolphin's information, Vaan felt more speechless regarding the Fighting Dolphin clan. The Fighting Dolphins seemed like bigger fitness freaks than the body refiners of the Great Rathalos Empire. Nevertheless, while Vaan was studying the Fighting Dolphin called Andaman White, the latter soon noticed his presence as well. At first, it was just a casual glance over. However, Andaman's gaze immediately became fixated on Vaan the moment he locked onto him. He couldn't look away. His eyes soon glimmered like he was looking at a perfectly sculpted piece of art. Vaan felt a slight chill as he received its feverish admiration as it rushed over for a closer inspection. If he didn't have the boundless sea and sky aura to make the fighting dolphin respectful, it would have likely touched him all over as it admired his muscles. Wow. You are incredible, bro. How are these densely packed myofibril fibers even formed? How is such density even possible? Are you really human? What's your workout secret, bro? Can you teach me? Andaman harped around Vaan excitedly. He didn't seem to mind that Vaan was a human in the slightest and acted like they had been best friends for many years. Nevertheless, Andaman suddenly snapped out of his excited state when he saw Vaan's frown. He became self-aware of the unsurpassable chasm between their strengths and couldn't help but feel nervous for acting too casual with such a strong person when they weren't familiar. In fact, he was shocked he could act with such boldness. It was like he had been possessed. Is there something I can help you with, Your Excellency? Can you take me your clan? Gladly.